G'day everybody, welcome to Greens and Gains. Come and join me and my mate Lee. I'm a physio, 3-part wizard and golf addict. And Lee is a PGA pro, a rugby league degenerate and an absolute freak on the golf course. Greens and Gains is two blokes having a chat about how to improve your golf game and feel better about yourself. Why don't you come and join the fun?
Well, good morning everybody. Monday morning, must be pod time. Greens and Gains, Lee Hunt, Tom DeJersey. How are you, Tommy?
I am well, my friend. I'm well. I have survived another weekend of golf. I'm hanging in there, but I'm still smiling. How are you going, mate?
Mate, it's been a big week once again. It feels like the last month of my life has been absolutely mad. I haven't spent much time at home, so it's nice to be home, home cooked meal. But I've had a great week, Tommy. I've played a bit of golf this week at a place called Cathedral Lodge. So for those out there who've heard about it or been lucky enough to play it, what an experience that was.
How cool. So big week. You've had a couple of weird weeks of travel back home.
It's been crazy.
Settling back in. Okay. Nice to have a little bit of normalcy in your life, hey?
Well, it's nice to be able to do the pod from my house.
As much fun as the travel life is, it's sometimes home.
Nah, yeah, that's right. I think people can understand that.
All right, awesome. So before we kick things off, a quick word from our major sponsors, On Course. On Course Golf are Australia's leading network of pro shops. They offer an extensive range of golf equipment, including clubs, balls, apparel, and accessory from all of the major brands. Plus, you can search for lessons, clinics, and club fittings in your local area that are run by PGA pros. They have 80 sellers nationwide, and they offer a wide selection to meet all of your golfing needs. On Course are a little bit different to your normal online golf retailer. When you're buying from On Course, you're not purchasing out of a giant warehouse. You are buying from your local providers who are on the ground.
That's right, Tommy. You're actually buying directly from the team who know the game better than anyone. PGA professionals in their local club pro shops. You can conveniently shop online with options for home delivery or click and collect. Check it out on oncourseGolf.com.au.
All right, and just a quick reminder, everybody, there is a discount code that you can use that On Course have set us up with. That is capitals, greens, GREENS, 10. At your checkout, it'll get you 10% off all your orders on the On Course website. Now, we are not earning from that. That's just a discount for you guys, just to make that abundantly clear. Like, it's not an affiliate link. We've just set this up with On Course so that our listeners can get a discount on product, which we think is really cool. If you're running low on balls, tees, you need new clubs, anything like that, check it out. It's a really good way to, one, buy local, and two, support your local PGA pros. And also work with our major sponsor who allow us to keep doing some really cool things. So we think that's a great way for you guys to be purchasing. So it's worth a look, absolutely. All right, Lee, first things first, I have a important question for you. It comes from a listener, actually, first and foremost, but also maybe a little bit of my own sort of viewpoint. I need to know, what do we do after a bad range session or a bad round? How do I bounce back? Or how do we bounce back, I should say?
How do you bounce back? Okay, so well, I think the first thing you've got to do is, if you've had a bad range session or you've had a bad round, is just stay calm. The whole world's not going to end. There's going to be another day on the golf course. I'd probably check in with your coach first. That'd be the first thing. I know I'm constantly in contact with all the players I look after, a text message here and there, or it's, people sending you a message through your various socials or something like that. Quick phone call just to talk about it. I said to a student the other day, we're not only here for the good stuff, we're here for the bad stuff, more importantly. So if you're struggling, it's more important to touch base than when you're going really well. So definitely touch base with your PGA coach. Super important. Have a conversation, de-escalate things a little bit. Sometimes it's just nice to get you off the ledge, take the shoelaces out and just relax a little bit and try to focus on what you're trying to achieve. Sometimes we get lost in that. And I've been part of that as a person that used to play a little bit myself, that you have a bad range session and then you're like, oh my God, I can't even hit the back of the ball at the moment. So, but I used to contact my coach and have a chat on the phone. This is all pre-online lesson stuff. So, so but that'd be my big suggestion. Speak to the person that's helping you out with your game and just settle things down a little bit, get refocused. Sometimes it's good to hear another voice.
Seek professional help and perhaps insight maybe as well can be helpful.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, some insight.
Okay, awesome. Okay, good. I will take that to heart. And Tony, check in with your coach, mate, after the horror range session. Okay, now we had a good friend of the pod, Ethan, this week ask a group chat that we are both part of. Fellas, I'm playing my first ever comp round this weekend. What should I do? What do I need to know? What should I be aware of? And we just had, in this group chat, was of the Palms members, which is your coaching facility, Lee. We just had some really cool, clever, insightful help from older, more experienced golfers. I thought I'd put this question to you. If somebody's going to be coming in and playing if they're a social golfer and they want to play their first comp round, what are your tips for somebody who's going to be doing that?
Well, I think the first thing to understand is it's okay to be nervous. Like your first ever comp round, I think I remember all the way back when I first played once, it's okay to be nervous because it means something to you. Get the basics right, prepare well, get your clubs ready the night before, make sure your shoes are clean, make sure you got lots of golf balls, fresh glove or something like that, water bottle, all that. So get all the preparation done. That's important. There was a really good one on the WhatsApp chat about get a scorecard. I know a lot of us use a MyScore app now, but get a scorecard, introduce yourself to your playing partners and write their name on the scorecard. And it might be, Tom DeJersey, blue hat or Ben, green hat or something like that. So at least then you know the person's name that you're playing with, because we can forget. I don't know how many times you've shaken someone's hand on the first tee and you go, God, what was their name? So
it just disappears instantly.
It just disappears. If you're playing at a golf club that's got a PGA professional, go and have a chat to the PGA professional. Just, who am I playing with? What can I expect? Any local rules? Check the local rules board, all that sort of stuff. So it's all about preparation. You can't do a whole lot to improve your score that day, but it's about preparation and feeling comfortable. And I guess understanding that everybody's there just to have a game of golf. So I know that you might think that everybody's looking at you, but try to just understand that you're in your bubble, we're in our bubble. So there's some really, really good tips. Figure out what the comp of the day is, Stableford or Ambrose or whatever it may be. Learn the rules. Don't be worried about asking questions. There's no silly questions, there's only silly answers. So, but it was a really good thing, that WhatsApp group that was going on, Tommy. I thought all the members were jumping on and helping Ethan, which was great. I gave the head pro, Chris Akers, at Anthill Park, a bit of a call at 5 a.m. driving to work and explained that Ethan's playing his first comp, and Chris kindly went out and had a bit of a chat to him before he teed off. So little stuff like that. We're all a big community. We just want to help each other. I think that's probably the big one.
Totally. And I think the cool thing for the chat was that it was lovely to see more experienced golfers identify that, Ethan might be a little nervous and that's all right. And embrace it, lean into the nervousness. And like everybody was there to help, which was really nice. It was cool to see. Everybody's had to play their first comp once. We were all nervous. We all remember what that feels like. So if you're a social
it was
golfer,
great.
Get out there.
Get out there. Get amongst it.
Love that a lot. And well done to the boys for looking after Ethan. That was really cool. We loved
it.
Yeah,
well done. Yeah, well done, Team Palms. You did a great job. And a big shout out to Chris Akers at Anthill Park. Chris was my right-hand man for 10 years at Bankstown. So super proud of him for being a good PGA professional, which I know he is. So
love that a lot. All right, on to the next, my friend. Like it, don't like it. I have a very big, very important question for you this week. It's come up with some listeners again. We need to know, when playing golf, our shirt, tuck or untuck? To tuck in or to not tuck? What do you think? Big one.
I'm a tuck-in guy. I'm traditional. And my son, as you know, he's starting to play golf. He is definitely a tuck-in because his dad told him to. So I would check the local rules board at your golf club, what they like, what they don't like. We all know clubs are a little bit different. If you're playing at the resort courses up in Queensland, they're a bit more relaxed. If you're teeing it up at the Australian, I don't think they're going to appreciate a untucked shirt. Doesn't make it right or wrong, but I'm a tuck-in person. I just think you look smart. When you look smart, look good, feel good, play good. That's my theory. Not saying that you don't look good with your shirt untucked. I'm a tuck-in guy.
You are team tuck.
Team tuck. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I personally am a shirt tucker, and I think that's just because it's what you have to do at most clubs, or like you're more likely to have a rule that you need to tuck rather than not. So I think I just do it because that's what feels comfortable. However, fellow Royal Bankstown Golf Club member and friend of the pod, Nick Ilias, runs a beautiful golf brand called Left of Field Golf, and they make some unreal stuff that looks gorgeous with the shirt untucked. So there is a part of me that wonders, do I dabble and maybe experiment with the untucked? I suppose your feedback about maybe having a club where you do need to tuck it in makes me a little bit hesitant to go full-blown shirt out ventilation.
I think you've got to be respectful of the club rules. But if I was wearing a golf shirt or a polo with a pair of jeans to the pub, I wouldn't tuck it in. So it's just a golf thing for me. So, and I'm certainly not a fashion guru. My wife can attest to that. But just check with the club. Be respectful of the club's rules. You may not agree with all the club's rules, but while you're there, just be respectful of them. That's probably the big one. That's probably the big one for me, but I'm a tuck-in guy. So,
okay, I like that a lot. It sounds like to tuck is probably the easier way to do it, but there are options.
There are options out there. We live in a world that is for everybody.
Okay, now we need to shout out a couple of listeners this week. We had a wonderful email, and we need to give away a few things to reward some of the lads or the listeners. Okay, so you ready? Sit down. This will blow your socks off. I'm going to read you an email.
Fantastic.
Hi, Lee and Tom. I'm just throwing my hat into the ring for the inaugural Golf Greens and Gains G&G Virtual Club Championship, and I'm hoping to throw a little bit of support behind the great podcast you guys are doing. Again, great start to an email. Well done. I was put onto it by two Bankstown Golf Course members I work with, Ivan Weber and Christian Field. So Ivan and Christian, if you are listening to this, you need to email greensandgains24@gmail.com or get in touch with Lee or I on socials. We need your home or postal addresses. We've got something to send you. Thank you for sharing the good news of the pod.
Ripping blokes, those two. Yep.
So there's something special coming your way. Please get in touch with us. I've only just started playing golf beginning in March as a 38 handicapper, and I'm currently sitting at 22.5, thanks to lessons from our pro. And here he is again getting a shout out, Chris Akers at Antill Park.
Oh, he's up
been
again.
Working to help me learn. He's all over it this episode. What is going on? Well done, Chris. Chris Akers at Antill Park, who's been really helping me learn the intricacies of the game and trying to be more consistent. I'm loving Lee's mantra of we all hit bad shots, don't hit dumb shots. Yes, Lee. Well done, mate.
Thank you.
Where are we? Unfortunately, as a new golfer, I wasn't really aware of the club championships. So I played the first 2 rounds and missed the last 2 with a holiday booked. Unlucky, mate. We've all been there. Hopefully, we'll be a bit better prepared next year. I'm loving the podcast and keep up the great work. What a wonderful email. So that is from Nicholas Hudson. Okay. So Nick, thanks for your email. We love that a lot. He had a net 73. So he is not far off the pace at all in the club.
He went well. Yeah, he went well. Yeah.
Absolutely. Great round. We love to see it. Now, net 73, it is a par 70. So he is +3 net, and that's good. We need to give another couple of shout-outs. Rowan. He is a Rowan Layla. He is a net +1, But our current clubhouse leader for our net category in the virtual club champs is Josh from Nelson Bay, and he is a net 2 under. So
well done, Josh. Well done, Josh. Pressure's on. Pressure's on. Yes, another week to go.
Still another week of the club champs. Yep. If you want a little gift pack or a care package from the boys at Greens and Gains, if you can beat a net 2 under, send us your scorecard.
There's got to be someone out there can beat that. There's got to be. It's got to be.
Surely. Now, our gross leader. So, absolutely. Well played, Josh. We love to see it. Our gross leader is James from Sylvania Waters, who I called Andrew last week on the pod. So, James, I'm so sorry. I'm the worst.
James. Yeah.
James. He's playing today. So, good luck, James. Or yesterday. Good luck, James from Sylvania Waters. But he is our clubhouse leader with a +3 gross. So, he shot 75, par 72. Well done, mate. Well played. That is a cracking round.
Tough course too, like tough golf course, Tommy. So
yeah. He's playing at the Oz, and that is a beast.
He's a member of the Aussie, so off the backs, and he's exactly. Yeah, tough course.
Yeah. Well played, James. Well done. Okay. Next thing I want to talk to you about is something I saw online. So I am working through, or I've just completed my TPI Level 2 medical certification. So basically just sets me up as a physio to better treat golfers even more. And they're talking about visualization and how we use our eyes as golfers. And I found this really interesting. Eyes and our brains, I suppose, really interesting. They have a test that they use with parquetry blocks, which is they're like those little square, diamond, rhombus sort of shaped blocks that you give to kids as like a learning tool. And what they do is they build a couple of, I'll put some, on the YouTube, I'll put this up. I'll make a little parquetry block thing. What they do is they build a little shape and they go from medium complex to extremely complex. And they ask the golfer to mirror that shape using the blocks in front of them. And what they hypothesize and what they put forward to coaches and to medical professionals is that there are people who can A, visualize very, very well, B, visualize not particularly well, and C, people who do not visualize at all. Now, this completely blew my mind because I think, a medium to moderate visualizer. I feel like I visualize shots when I hit them and I play better when I visualize shots. It blew my mind that there are people out there who do not visualize. They don't dream in pictures. When they read books, they read words and they don't visualize the scenery and everything that's happening in the book, which I just find fascinating. They hypothesize that we should coach and treat these patients different, or these patients and golfers differently. And the big one they talked about was a player that visualizes extremely well. They don't really need a line on the ball when they putt, and they shouldn't have mechanical swing thoughts. They should see the target and see the shot shape and hit the ball. For the players that do not visualize well, asking them to see the target and see a shot shape will end in disaster because they can't see it. And then that player may really benefit from mechanical swing thoughts. What do you think about this, Lee? Do you coach everybody the same way? Do you give people mechanical thoughts, visual thoughts? What do you think?
No, I agree with this. I didn't know the technical side like you were explaining, but everybody learns differently. So the one thing I've noticed about because I do a lot of coaching, is that I have to explain things differently for every student. So I might want a person to do the same move as the student I had before, but I have to explain it a different way. So one of the things I say to all my students, and anybody who's ever had a lesson with me, I've probably said it to them, is that if you don't understand it, that is not your fault. That is my fault. So it's my job as the coach to find a way that you best understand the movement, the mechanics, or what we're trying to achieve in the golf swing. So everybody's not the same. That's why I don't use the word feel a lot when I'm coaching. So, because I can say you need to feel this, and some students have no idea what you're talking about, and that's okay because it's my job to explain and communicate in a way. So, yeah, totally agree, Tommy. Me personally, I'm very much a feel person. So I look, and maybe that was the way I was coached originally but that's how I work. I'm not terribly technical in the golf swing because I find that I get slow and my head explodes, and so. But some people are technical, so yeah, it's pretty cool.
Okay.
Pretty cool.
So what we're going to do, I will put up now 3 little parquetry blocks. And obviously they're not going to be blocks because it's an online format. I'm not going to post you all little children's toys. That's too hard. There's too many of you. I'll pop up a little visual right now. There will be 3 things. We want you to mirror them. I'll give you 20 seconds on the YouTube channel. So if you're interested in this, you'll come have a look on the YouTube. That'll be up in a couple of days. If you cannot flip those at all, you will benefit from drawing a line on your putter, on your ball when you putt, from having more alignment aids on the top of your putter, and from having mechanical swing thoughts as opposed to visualizing trajectory and target. These people also benefit from making more thought out decisions, assessing, analyzing, making a decision. If you flip these really easily and you can see how they'd be mirrored and you get it right with no real dramas, you are likely to be a fantastic visualizer. These players, they don't love lines on their ball when they're putting, and if they do have a line on their ball, they frequently get annoyed with whether or not the line is lining up perfectly to the shape or the roll of the putt that they've visualized. We should minimize the amount of lines on the top of the putter for these players because they don't need that. They can visualize well. And these players, often your first instinct is best, and concentrating on the target or on your target and your trajectory will have a often better outcome. So I found that really interesting. I thought you guys might too. Without further ado, here's a little test. We'll come back to this later and talk about it. But that is enough of that. I hope you found that fun if you're watching on the YouTube. If you are listening to this on Monday morning, come back, check the YouTube on Wednesday. I'll have that stuff up for you then. Okay.
That's very interesting, Tommy, because I hate a line on the golf ball. I hate it. So I'm going to do the test myself, obviously.
Okay.
So
let me know how you go. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
All right. Now, you had a really exciting week with the guys at TaylorMade. You got to, this is our little gear spotlight for the week. You got your hands on the new driver. We can't talk details. We can't talk anything else, or new driver and other new equipment. I just want to know, is it any good?
Okay, so the first thing to understand is I'm a TaylorMade HPS member, so Home Pro staff member. So I use the TaylorMade stuff. So that's, I want to preface everything with that. So
little disclaimer.
So so essentially on Monday morning, I drove down to Canberra. I jumped on a plane to Melbourne. Sat with another PJ professional, Paul Finkel. G'day, Paul, if you're listening. We got on a bus, 2.5 hours to Cathedral Lodge in the hills, and caught up with sort of 30 other PJ professionals and industry people, a couple of celebs and all that sort of stuff, ambassadors, and we got to see the new product. What I can say, I was impressed by the new product, which is great because the current product is brilliant. We got to hit it on the range, which I thought was fantastic. So this doesn't come out till late Jan, Feb. So for everybody who's going to come in and say, when can I get to see it? We got to see it very early, and that's one of the benefits of being a HPS staff member. We get to see it early, so we know what's coming. So the current driver is still very current. It's just the new one is coming in February. No different than other companies that are out there, but we just got early access. The way the driver is designed, some internals really helped me personally, the way I hit the ball or where I hit the ball on the face. So that's about as much as I can say. It certainly helped me. So I
Cool.
picked up some ball speed. I think I picked up 4 or 5 miles per hour ball speed, which was great. And so I was super impressed. Now, that same benefit may not benefit someone else the same way, but for me, I hit the ball at a certain pace. I tend to hit the ball a little bit lower on the face on the driver. It helped me. So from that
Yeah,
point of
cool.
view, fantastic. Yeah, so it was great to see the new product. And people, once it comes out and once it lands and all that sort of stuff, I know the tour pros have seen it and they like it. So onwards and upwards for that. But yeah, we had a great couple of days at Cathedral Lodge. It was very, very cool. Special place, privately owned facility, and the service level out of control. The golf course, brilliant. And if you followed my socials, you would have seen I put some stuff up. So my playing partner for the 2 days was Matty Rogers, dual international, played for the Wallabies, played for the Kangaroos, rugby league and rugby union. Great fella, plays off 3 handicaps. So Matty, great player. He goes really good. Paul Gow was also in the group, and Andrew Bertram, who's a head professional at Yarra Yarra Golf Club. So no, we had a great week. Great week. So
Yeah, nice.
thank you, TaylorMade, for the experience.
How'd you play?
Not great the first day.
Okay.
Not great the first 9 holes. I struggled a little bit. And this Greg Norman golf course off the back, green's quick, slopey, sort of beat me up a bit. But I played the next 27 holes. For me, I thought I played quite well. So, which was good.
Okay.
So,
Cool.
yeah, and I had a great time. Had a great time with everybody there. So, I appreciate TaylorMade once again for the experience, and to play Cathedral was just, it's a bucket list. It's a bucket list. So if anybody ever gets a chance,
unreal, mate.
yeah, it's next level. It's next level. So
How
privately
cool is
owned facility, rare air up there. So it was very, very nice. Very, very nice to see how the others live.
Beautiful. Now, speaking of having a golf course beat you up a little bit, it's time to talk about it. I had my butt absolutely whooped in round 2 of Club Champs. This week was I had the exact same score as last week, 24 over 95, and I really was hoping to do better. This week was slightly better to take because the scores were worse. Like, the whole field did not play well this week.
Yeah, it was tough. The greens are firm and fast at Bankstown at the moment. Really, 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 really tough.
And normally we see, the ball kind of land and sit. The first bounce at the moment is taking a big. When the ball lands, it takes a big fat first bounce, doesn't it? They are firm.
Big bounce, then a check. So big premium on ball striking, big premium on having the right type of golf ball, which we bang on about a lot. So you would have got found out pretty quickly if you're not using a good golf ball this week.
Absolutely. So this week, we had 12 players equal to their handicap or better across all grades. A grade, we had 1 better than their handicap.
There you go.
B grade, we had 2. So it's playing hard, right? So obviously 24 over, I'm not particularly pleased with. But this week, I feel like the same score was slightly better than last week, where that score was terrible.
So, Tommy, you said how many people broke their handicap?
12 across all grades were better.
There were 222 people teed it up. 12,
so
12 people played better than their handicap. So that, for those listening, 12. And if I can go back to a few weeks ago when I said, if someone plays anywhere near the handicap for 4 rounds, you'll probably win your club champs. How's that looking now?
That's pretty insightful.
5% of the field, mate.
Yeah. Now, I'd have to make a confession. Last week I made a 9, right?
Mm-hmm.
On that hole this week, I made a 3. Huge. 6-shot swing. Massive, right? Monstrous. Very pleased with that. However, I did go 1 better than a 9.
Oh. Okay, Tommy.
I made a 10 on.
You made a 10.
I made a 10 on the 11th hole.
So for all those people watching, Tommy, I want you to get your hands. I want you to put them above your head like this. Like that. That's what we call a moose. You've made a moose. That's a 10. So feel free to use that.
It was
Second,
so bad. Mate.
Second hole of the day, I believe.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was. Do you want to hear about it? Do you want the story or no?
No, not really. You missed the putt for 9?
Essentially, yes.
Was it a good putt you made for 10?
I'm going to tell you the story. Hit an all right tee shot.
Yep.
Hit a push fade into a tree down.
Bloody push fades.
Yeah, look, they sneak up on you, you know. My ball is dead, completely dead against a tree root, so I chip out sideways. I hit a really good fourth. I'm trying to be short of the pin because it's a back right pin. It jumps out of the rough. I'm pin high right, short-sighted. It's sitting down in
for
the
how
rough.
many? How many you pin high?
I'm pin high right. I've hit my fourth to pin high right.
So you're 4 shots next to the green.
Yeah, and then I think 5, 6, 7, 8 were all chips out of the rough, short-sighted.
Oh, my
and then 9,
God.
10 were putts.
6 shots from 15 metres.
Yeah, probably less, mate. Probably like 7 meters.
Is there a few dumb shots in those chips, or you just lost your mind again?
Like six of them. It was so, I just lost my mind. It was so stupid.
You're such an angry man, Tommy.
I don't even think I was angry. The first one I tried to get cute with it, and then I think it was just defeat. I was just like, oh, fuck. But I shouldn't swear. I was like, oh, bugger. I'll bleep that out. Yeah, look, it wasn't great.
You gave up after one chip. Is that what you say? You hit one bad chip you gave up.
Look, the mental fortitude was just not there. Now,
for all those golfers out there, don't give up. Don't give up.
My mind was not a fortress. One of the questions I have for you is I normally play really early. Like I normally play 6 or 7. The last 2 weeks I have worked and then played at midday. Do you think it's easier to play morning or during the day? What do you reckon?
Well, the greens are better in the morning, especially at Bankstown, because our greens are poana. So poa, the surface is unbelievable. But then they start to grow. They grow a little bit quicker, and then they get a little bit uneven. Not that that's a big issue at Bankstown because the greens are that good. So morning, there's less wind normally. You haven't had 200 pairs of shoes walk all over the golf course, all over the greens. So the conditions are always better in the morning, always. I will say on Saturday that we had some light rain, which softened the greens. So around about lunchtime. So the greens may have been a little softer, but scoring conditions were still really tough. So
one of the problems I had on Sunday, I had a couple of bunker lies where people had clearly walked through the bunker and their rake job wasn't great. So you get that one that's like sitting down behind a ridge where the person hasn't raked the bunker perfectly.
So that's interesting, isn't it? That's interesting. You
don't normally get that at 6 a.m. when you're first few groups.
Yeah, and the fact that it was just members that played, so the social players didn't leave the rake. Yeah. Okay. Anyway. I'll leave that there.
So that was one thing. Yeah, I like that, Lee. I like that a lot. That was one thing I found more challenging. 2, we had a little bit of rain, and I felt like when the green is just a tiny bit wet, and the first bounce doesn't spin, it skips. Like it skids. Slides.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to adjust for that.
Yeah, I didn't adjust for that. Found that challenging. And then. I'm curious. I was just curious about whether you thought it was easier or harder or whatever, because my playing group were talking about it, and I think we settled on it might be fractionally harder. Doesn't excuse 24 over. That was a crap score. That's fine. But I think I prefer earlier. Now, I came into the pro shop and you said to me, I cannot believe you made a 10. I'm going to caddy for you because you are making dumb decisions. Are you keen to do this? I would quite like to play. The dream is 18. I'd like to play at least 9 with you caddying for me and overriding bad decisions and seeing what sort of score differential there is there.
So I'm definitely going to caddy for you. But I want to caddy for you when you're playing a comp. So It really does matter. Not just
Okay. They're mad.
yeah. Okay, so we'll play in the Pro Shop comp on a Tuesday or a Thursday or something like that. Because if we break it down, you've made a 10 on a hole that's 450 meters long.
That was one of two quintuple bogeys. I had another one where I
You could have gone pitching wedge, pitching wedge, pitching wedge, pitching wedge, 3-putt.
2-putt.
Well, 3-putt, you still 3 better shots.
Not even 2-putt.
So
yeah, it was tough.
Just absolute. Yeah, you're the dumbest, smartest bloke I know, Tommy.
Oh, I'm a dumb normal guy. I don't know about a dumb smart.
Yeah, and you get emotion, and you just had hacking away, Zoroing it next to the second green of the day in a 4-round tournament where it really doesn't matter, and only 5% of the field are going to play to their handicap anyway, and you're trying to beat your handicap by 7. So, yes, I'm going to caddy for you.
I like it. We'll film it. We'll put it up. I'm really interested to see how. I know there will be moments where you override my decision. I'm interested to see how many of these moments there are.
Yeah, maybe. I'll just talk you through it. I've done a fair bit of caddying, so I'll talk you through it. Anyway, yeah, that'd be fun.
Stay tuned. That's coming.
Stay tuned.
I also think we might need to check in this week. Just Project Fade. It's going well-ish. It's not great with driver yet. Driver's been okay. Can we tinker with that this week? You around?
We'll have a play. Yes, I'm back. Yeah, I'm back. So,
baby. I love that.
Yeah.
Now you're back in the gym this week. Is that correct?
Yes.
After your trip.
Yep. Good to be back.
Grind season back on track. So that is kind of what's happening with us this week by way of improvement.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Speaking of my incredibly my fortress of a mind and my strong, connected, overwhelmingly powerful mental state, I have another email that I need to read to you from a listener.
Oh, mailbag.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah. I am.
Mailbag, baby. Sharky Mullows says, Tommy, harden up, would you? 5 over the first. This is in reference to my club champs round last week. 5 over on the first, and then if you par the rest, you still shoot 76. Laughing. It's all about the 5 inches between the ears. Cheers, Mullows.
Well said, Mullows. Well said. Well said.
Ain't that the truth?
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, look, absolutely whooped this week. That's fine. We'll bounce back. We'll do better next week. One more thing from you, my friend. I need to talk to you. What's bothering you this week, Lee? What's driving you nuts? What's grinding your gears? Okay,
it's a common thing for me. So on a Saturday, I take the clipboard out and I stand on the first tee and I help people keep the pace of play going okay. And one of the benefits of that is I get to see all the members before they tee off. Watch them squirm and say, geez, I hope I hit a good one in front of the pro, all that sort of rubbish.
Yeah.
And explain to everybody they don't hit a 260 metres their first swing of the day. Yeah, so we can tee off. I'll take a little laser out there. It's alarming the amount of second-hand golf balls I'm seeing teeing off on the first hole of the day. It's alarming. Please do yourself a favour. Stop teeing it up with a rubbish junk golf ball. Some of the balls I saw, I cannot believe it. I can't believe how much of a workover the ball washer gets on the first tee. It's insane. It's madness. You pay $2,000 to be a member of a golf club. You've paid probably a couple of grand for a set of golf clubs. All right. You've probably got the odd lesson. All right. And then you've probably bought yourself a $800-900 driver, and then you tee it up with a golf ball, which is rubbish, secondhand beaten, half the bloody label's gone on it. Please, if you just tee up with a new ball, it's a club chance, for God's sake. And you're teeing up with a rubbish golf ball. So that's what annoys me. I'll stop it getting people to stop the car and get out and headbutt the car. Don't do that.
We've had a few listeners complain of brain injuries this week.
Yeah, but if you're driving the car, I want you to look in your rear vision mirror. I want you to have a bloody good look at yourself. Because if you tee up with a second-hand golf ball in the first hole in club champs, I'm just flabbergasted. Use a new ball. Bloody hell. Use a new ball. It's a new ball.
We had a question about this from a new Bankstown member, Jordan, who is perennially on the pod. He's a serial offender. He wanted to know, if you win a ball in the comp, does it actually get you one physical ball?
Yeah, absolutely. You come in. So I know at my club at Bankstown, where I'm the head professional, they call it a ball. Now you can come in and just get, it's like a $4 ball credit essentially. So you can come in and get yourself, the TaylorMade RBZ or a Shrixon Distance or a Callaway Super Soft or whatever suits, Shrixon Soft Feel or whatever suits your liking. Now they won't. They're a nice soft feeling ball, but they won't stop. They won't stop on the green. But what I can say, some of the golf balls I saw on Saturday, it's a massive upgrade on what you're actually teeing it up with because it's got dimples. Or you can swap them. So you can come in and use your ball credits. Say you got 10 golf balls, that's $40 worth of golf balls of your choice. So that's what I do at my club.
The difference, maybe.
It might be different at other clubs. Yeah, it might be different at other clubs, but that's what we do in my golf shop. Yeah.
Okay, I love that.
No excuse not to use a new ball.
Swap your balls out. At least get a new one out for the first couple of holes.
At least, please, it's got to be bright. Yeah.
But not yellow. We love it. Okay, my friend, that is all we have time for this particular week. Next week, I will be playing my third round of Club Champs. I've flown up the rankings. I'm in 30th, I think, place of 50-something. I'm in third last of those who have completed the second round.
That's okay. You're still amongst it.
At this rate, I'll be top 15 next week. Top 10 final week because I'll be one of 10 blokes still going, and that's okay. We're gonna persevere. To everybody for tuning in this week, thank you so much for being here. Like we always say, likes, shares, showing other people our content, getting them on the pod, leaving us a rating on Spotify, YouTube comments, things like that are really helpful to us. To Ivan and Christian, fellas, please let us know your address. We're going to send you some merch. Thanks so much for being involved. Thanks so much for being part of the journey and having fun with us this week.
Have a great week, everybody. Thanks, Tommy, for another pod. How many is that straight now? We're doing well.
Yeah, I think we're 16 or 17, which is crazy.
Yeah, still going. That's great. So have a great week, everybody. We'll see you out in the course.